Today, we have a very special presenter, and I would like to give you a little bit of her background because many of you may not know about Chris Inman. Starting off with, I'm going to start you back, just really brief. This won't be long at all, but it's very interesting. And I might test you at the end with a poll. The Monday after she graduated from high school, Chris started in the escrow industry as a secretary, and she worked her way to an escrow officer where she was closing on an average of over 150 transactions a month when interest rates were up as high as 17% and dropping to single digit. So during her time as an escrow officer and then as a marketing rep, she was very active and sat on many committees in local associations such as Tucson Association of Realtors, Arizona Association of Realtors, and the Women's Council of Realtors. She soon found after many years that her passion was helping and teaching agents how to become involved with their clients, making the American dream of homeownership a reality. So she moved to the largest real estate company in Tucson, helping with the starting up of their own title company. In 2003, she earned her real estate license and became manager of a real estate branch with 80 agents. In 2006, so just 3 years later, she moved back to corporate, where she was director, starting up an insurance company and agent services, creating the one-stop shop for the consumer. But in 2009, she joined Course Creators, which at the time was a new local real estate school in Tucson, working as their director of client satisfaction and helping to run the company. That brings us to 2012, which I found very interesting. 10 years ago, she joined RIA as our national executive director. Working with the best of the best around the country was something she couldn't resist. Now with her husband, Rick, who is also on this call with us, find him in the gallery. Wave, Rick. The two of them have such a passion to make sure each of our members is taken care of, and with the help of the board of directors and the many volunteers in our organization, creating the many benefits RIA has to offer our members to become the best of the best in the industry. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce Chris Inman, who is going to fill our minds with the whole world of being a member and how to use the website. Chris, it's all yours.
Thank you. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us today. When Betsy and I first started talking about what RIA Live to do in January, the committee thought what a great start was to helping our members know the ins and outs of our website and members only and the different benefits that we have here at RIA. So I'm going to make this pretty casual for you all today. I know that I said this earlier, but I want to welcome, we have some new members here. We have some members that have been with us for many, many years. Mr. Dana Rhodes, appreciate you joining us, always supportive. And we also invited some of you that are not members of RIA or were members of RIA and left us years ago, just so that you can see the different things that we have going on at RIA. RIA has so changed over the years from when I first started with RIA. And we're real excited about the opportunities that we offer to our members. So like I said, I'm going to make this pretty casual. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. And what I'm going to do is, Betsy and I talked about this, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to start with the members only section. So many of you don't use that area, and I think it's really beneficial to you and how it can benefit you in your business and the things that you can share with your clients, or maybe the different things that to help you grow and become the best of the best in the industry. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. When you're on our homepage, here's our homepage. Over here under more, you'll see members only. This is our area that actually is for members only. So not anybody from outside world can get in here. This is for you. I'm going to go through this left navigation bar because this is probably, in my opinion, this is one of the biggest things that you need to make sure that you keep updated as a member. This is where the consumer and our members can find you, learn more about you and what it is that you do, so that if they're looking for a presenter, an instructor, a regulator, this is how they're going to find you. So going to members only, we're going to start with the profile. Clicking on my profile, you'll see that there's several tabs here. It's really one of the most important things is to make sure that your name is correct and that you fill out a member category. The reason for the member category is, let's say that Rick is works for an association as an education director, and he's looking to hire a speaker to come out and teach to their agents at the association. Well, there might be specific qualities that he's looking for in an instructor. So in our find a member up here, they can go in and say, I want to find all the RIA members that are national speakers, do online training, that is a trainer educator. So if you don't have these things filled out, they're not going to find you in that search. They can search you by name, but they may not know your name. So you want to make sure that this is complete. Fill out your member category. This is also where if you ever need to change your password, but if you can't remember your password or you need to reset it, this is where you do it. Make sure anytime you make any changes, you always hit save general information. It will not save the changes you make. So I'm going to move over to the contact page. You will notice that you have your addresses and phone numbers, but you also see that there's a primary here. This is what shows up on our website. So even though Betsy has her home address in here, that's not what she wants out to the consumer or to our members. What she wants is the PO box. Same with the phone number. She has two different phone numbers. Which phone number do you want as primary? You can add as many addresses or phone numbers that you want to. I'm clicking over now to the social network tab. You can see you can put in any kind of social network that you belong to, put in your website addresses so that they can reach you. And if you have any instant message networks, go ahead and put those in there as well. Now I'm going to move over to education and work. Education and work, here's where you put in your education, put in what you want. I've seen that some people have put in the real estate school where they earn their license or their colleges, anything that you want people to know about you, go ahead and fill that in. All you do is click on add a school, the institution, put in the year, just fill it out and then click add. I'm going to click cancel for right now. And then your employment. This gives people a little bit of a background. So many of you didn't know everything that Betsy told you about me. I could put in mine and it would be lengthy because I've been in the industry for so long. You don't have to put everything in, put in what you want people to know about you. And then also your designations. So if you have any specific designations, let's say that you have your CRS or your GRI, your CDEI, make sure you put those in so that they know more about you. Now we're over in the bio and expertise. So make sure that you put a bio in there, whether it's short and sweet or lengthy, whatever you want to get out there, okay? Any affiliations that you have, your areas of expertise, okay? Remember, always hit save. Now I'm onto the spotlight. This is one of the biggest things I tell our members every day. Fill out your member spotlight. It is so important. And the reason for that is I'm going to run over to the homepage. Once a week, I think it's on Sunday night, our member spotlight changes. And it's a random pick. It's the computer does it. And 3 of our members are spotlighted on our homepage as the member spotlight. So what you're seeing here is their testimonial to RIA, okay? Why RIA? There's Bruce's profile. So you can see his topics that he teaches, his member categories. If you want to view his full profile, then you would need to be a member of RIA. You have to log in to see it. So when I go over here, I can see all of Bruce's information that he's put in. his contact information, his networks. Oh my, he has a great profile. Look at how much this is filled out. I love this. You too can have yours looking like this. This is amazing. Thank you, Bruce. Okay, so I'm going to go back over here to our member profile. So the spotlight rotates once a week. We pick 3 members randomly. They show up on our homepage, as I showed you. Okay. And I've had people say that they've been contacted by someone that's looking for someone to teach an instructor development workshop or a national speaker for a keynote just from being on the spotlight. That warms my heart. If you go over to membership, it will also take those 3 and rotate one of them. Every time somebody else goes in, one of those 3 will show up on the member spotlight. So it's constantly rotating. And if you're a DREI, a distinguished real estate instructor with RIA, it also chooses 1 DREI a week and rotates them. Oh, and it happens to be our very own Dana Rhodes who's with us today. So Dana is the DREI spotlight of the week. So if you're a DREI, you have 4 opportunities, because if you notice, Bruce is also a DREI, but he's not showing up on the DREI page. He's showing up on as a member spotlight for this week. So I'm going to go back over to the member spotlight. Doesn't have to be lengthy, but why RIA? And then in order to be on the member spotlight, you must have a photo in your profile. If you don't have a photo, it won't save your member spotlight. And then going over to the preferences. So last week, I got a call from one of our members. Him and his wife were both members. And he says, Chris, I looked myself up under the Find a Member up here, and my wife shows up, but I don't. Why? And so I went into his profile, and under the profile, he did not have include me in the member directory checked. So it's really important that if you want people to find you, you must make sure that this is checked, okay? Otherwise, you will not show up in there. And then you can also, under the speaker trainer search, you can include your information by putting in the states that you teach in. So you can see Betsy's put in a lot of states here, which is fabulous, okay? And then the communication, you just want to make sure that you're checked so that you can get your email. And then once you have completed your profile, you can save your preferences. If you're ever wondering about your order history, you can click over here and this will show you when you've paid your dues last. So we've had this directory and it's been here forever. You can go in and find your own contact information for any member in RIA, as long as you are a member of RIA. So there is a couple different ways that you can do it. You can do a quick filter. I'm going to go ahead and put in Rhodes, and I found Dana. And there's this little magnifying glass here. Of course, it gives you a little bit about him. But if I click on the magnifying glass, it gives me straight over to Dana's profile. So here's his contact information. Interesting, huh? Quick way to find someone. Back on the directory page, you can also take and download our whole membership list. It exports out into an Excel spreadsheet. What's great about this is yesterday I got contacted by one of our university members, member of a university, director of education. And she said they're making some changes in 2022, and they've decided they want to bring somebody in to talk about the GATE program. The GATE program is founded by Mark Barker and is owned by RIA and is the generally accepted principles of education. So she said, I don't know who to contact. And I said, well, let's pull a list. So I went into download our members. It's working. Open the file. and it gives you all of our members and their contact information. The wonderful thing about this is now you can sort it in Excel, and I'm sure you know how to do this. If you don't, let me know afterwards and I'll help you with it. How cool is this, guys? You can use this for marketing. It's all about helping each other and growing our business, right? You can sort it by categories. There's so many different things you can do with that. Well, let's say that you're going to be teaching in a specific state and you wanted to contact the RIA members in that state and say, hey, I'm going to be in North Carolina. Come join me. Or I'm doing this specifically for the association in Arizona. Would love to see all our Arizona members join me. You know, think outside the box. Okay, now I'm going to move over to the resource library. So our resource library is a place where if we have a blog or maybe a member has done an article for us that is going to benefit our membership, we will put those in our resource library. You can go in and you can do a quick search if you're looking for something. You can look at the top 5 rated resources, the newest ones. They go way back. I'll just tell you that. The latest one that we did was we put up the video from our annual conference back in June in Atlanta, where, oh, that's right, it was in October, sorry. That June thing is stuck on my mind. From our RIA Talks. It's an hour and a half long, but it's very informational. And you can see our guests here were Lynn Elder, Kim Stotesbury, John Gillum, and Peggy Ann McConaughey. And Bob Kutchbara, our president, was the moderator for the RIA Talks. So it was a fabulous session. We got such great feedback on it. So if you ever want to go back and look at that, feel free. If you want to look at more of our, you can do a quick search, or you can just go back and look at all the different things that were provided to us. And you can see some of them go way back 2012. So now let's talk about RIA Live, which we're doing today. RIA Live was born a couple years ago from our RIA Member Experience Committee. And our RIA Live sessions are for our members only. I know that we have some people that are not members with us today. We asked them to join us so they could learn more about RIA and the changes that we've had over the years. Every RIA Live session is recorded. We find that our members don't always have the time, maybe they're teaching or something else going on in their life. So we record them so that you can come back anytime and watch our RIA Live sessions. They can be anywhere from 15 to 60-minute informational sessions that are given by our members for our members. So this is a huge benefit to RIA. Like I said, they're all recorded. All you have to do is go in and find what it is specifically you're looking for, or maybe you heard about a specific session. You can see these go all the way back to the beginning when we started in 2019. If you're interested in presenting and being one of our RIA Live presenters, we do have a paper in here. If you're interested, there's a submission form. All you do is click here. It'll open up the submission form, fill it out, send it to me, and Betsy will contact you and get you on the schedule. So RIA Let's Talk, this one came out of our communication committee. So this is a 1-hour session. We hold them periodically 4 to 6 times a year, depending on the need, okay? What's different about RIA Live and RIA Let's Talk is more of a roundtable session where we'll have a moderator or two kick us off, and then it's an open discussion. So you can see some of the things that we've had in the past was we had our designation month. So Maurice had that up for us, Maurice Taylor. He's one of our directors in a GSI with RIA, and he headed that up. If you click here, it's going to take you straight into that video. And it's a really cool session because it is open. It's an open forum. So the questions and the comments that come out is really good, and we really help each other get through the different things. Then, if you want to learn more about our committees, click on committees, and each committee has a little description, or under About RIA, you can find all the different things that we have, as well as our mission statement. And then it brings you back into all of our committees as well. If you're not part of a committee and you're interested in joining, I ask that you please either email myself or Rick to let us know what committee you would like to be a part of. And we'll get you set up with the chairs or the co-chairs of that committee and get you started right away. Elections you don't need to worry about until election time comes. When we do have elections, we send out very explicit instructions on how to vote awards. If you're interested in submitting for an award for either yourself or someone else, you can learn all about the different awards that we currently have for our members. Our awards are, trying to think, we usually started about April, and all awards are given or presented at our annual conference. There's a nomination form you can see where you can print a full description of each award. Shows you the description of the award, the eligibility, the criteria for each award that we have. We have some award winners on here today with us. So watch for information to come out about submitting for an award. If you are interested in our DREI program, our Distinguished Real Estate Instructor program, which is the tab I just hit under members only. Real quick, I'm going to go over to the RIA DREI tab, where you will find more information about the DREI program. Our leadership council is here if you want to contact anybody. We have a great video that Carol Murray put together for us many years ago. Has not been updated. It really doesn't need to be updated. It's a step-by-step process from beginning of the application all the way through earning your DREI. There's a great brochure here that Dana actually created for us. Thank you, Dana. An invitation, the candidate application, evaluation criteria, and here is GATE, which I discussed earlier in the program. There's also a student program outline that we now have on here. This is fairly new. We just put it in the end of last year. So if you want to know the step-by-step of the candidacy program, this is where you're going to find it. Now, if you're interested in earning your DREI, one of the very first things you have to do is complete the application. When you go into our application, a lot of people will call me and say, well, I'm not really sure if I qualify. There's information here. And then as you go down, you will see each section tells you to fill in this section, and you must have at least this many points, a minimum of this many points. Adding your points together, teaching experience, you need to have at least 500 minimum. Section 4, student experience, at least 10 hours, 10 points per classroom hour. And then you total up your points. If you don't hit the points, chances are you won't qualify yet. So that's one of the first things that you want to make sure is that you have enough points on your application in order to apply for the DREI program, candidacy program. Just a real quick about the candidate program. It's a 6-month mentorship program. They are held twice a month for about an hour, hour and a half for 6 months. Once you've completed the mentorship program, and you go through it with about 10 to 12 other members around RIA, around the country. Once you've completed the mentorship program, you must take an online test. It's all about what you learned during that 6 months. Once you pass the test, then you submit a 50-minute video of you teaching in a classroom and using everything that you learned. Once you submit the video, Then we send that off to a video review committee. It can take anywhere from 30 to 60 days for your video to be approved, and meeting all the points that you need on your video, then you earn your GREI. It's a very exclusive and only by RIA. Okay, I'm going to switch back over to members only again. Managing your membership is just that. It's just where you can go in, you can make sure that your information is correct. We do have two different memberships. We have an individual membership, which is just that. It's just for you. Then we also have an institutional membership. Cool thing about an institutional membership is that's $349 a year. It is when your institution comes in, and I'm just going to use North Carolina Real Estate Commission as an example. They're an institutional member. With that institutional membership, you get 3 people from the same organization, from your organization, as members under the $349. So it's basically like paying for 2 and getting 1 for free. The other cool thing about it is that you have the ability to show your school under the membership, as well as your individual people that are members under your institutional membership. If you are in an institution, currently an individual member, but have an institution and you want to have some more members from your company be a part of RIA, and you want to switch to an institutional membership, just give Rick or I a call or shoot us an email. We'll make that happen for you. For if you have more than 3 people that you want to add as members in RIA, it's only an additional $59 a year per person thereafter. So it's a pretty good deal having the institutional membership. That's if you have a company and many employees within your company. Down here, you can always go in and renew your membership here, or you can use those great little reminder emails that we send out to get to it. So our gold standard instructor certification, these are IDWs. We have 3 IDW classes that were written by RIA members and are provided and taught by RIA members. Our gold standard instructor certification, or we call it our GSI, like I said, are 3 different classes. So when the program was first written, we named it off of our conference that year. Our very first one was held in Denver, Colorado. And we brought it in as taking your instruction to new heights. And you can see that IDW number 1 is created and presented by our members, focusing on mastering the 5 principles of creating a dynamic classroom. Number 2 is executing the 5 principles of the dynamic classroom experience. And then number 3 is putting it all into production. Number 3 is hands-on training, where 1 and 2 come to our IDW class, and you're going to learn so much and creating your classes and how to present them. It's just an amazing session. Once you've taken all 3 of our classes, you, as a member of RIA, you owned your GSI, your gold standard instructor certification. I'm going to go back over here, and this is our RIA gold pin. Here's the brochure on it. There's Dana's Climbing the Instructor Mountain and our testimonial flyer. We have, I think, close to 160, 70 GSI members in RIA. What I've been told by our members is this is a great start to move into the DREI program. Not that it's required, but it's a great start for people. They love the ability to spend 3 full days and learning all of this information where you're putting together your classes and then moving into the DREI program on learning how to present them. You must take all of our GSI classes in order. You cannot go out of order because 1 moves from 2, 2 goes into 3. It's sequential. So it's really important. There are no renewal fees for the certification. Once you earn it, you have it. Although we do an update about once a year for any of our members to come and join us and learn any new updates that there are out there in the world. And the last thing I want to go through, and I know we're getting close on time, so I just want to go to the events page real quick. Our event page is where you're going to find anything that's going on within RIA. And if you want to learn more about our conference coming up in San Antonio, Texas, it's June 20th through the 24th. Click there. And on the schedule, you'll see IDW number 1 is being taught on June 20th, with number 2 on the 21st. And then our conference is going to be the 22nd, 23rd, and IDW number 3 on the 24th. So that's our tentative schedule. Our committee is starting to meet this month. And of course, little basic information right now, but as we fill up our sessions, we will be updating our website. So I know I threw a lot of information out there. If you're not currently a member of RIA and you want to join or rejoin RIA, you can do it right from here. You can learn more about our RIA Live, our RIA Let's Talk, and our newest program, which we'll be sending out in the next day or so, about the RIA Buddy program. We started this last year, at the end of last year, but had some little bit of difficulties that we've smoothed out, made it easier for you to become a buddy to a new member, or if you're a new member and want a RIA Buddy mentor, somebody that's going to be able to help you through all of this, somebody that has been with RIA a long time and knows the benefits, and just be your buddy at conference. All you have to do is click on I need a RIA Buddy, and the simple little request form comes up. You put in your name, your email. Do you want a RIA Buddy, or do you want to be a RIA Buddy mentor? Submit it and it comes directly to me, and I'll get you set up with your RIA Buddy.